And we back. Let's continue with MTG Duels. Let's continue with MTG Duels. Oh yeah, by the way, we're not going to hear any sounds, we need to bring them back. Bring them back. So, as I said, we have only one freaking quest. It's not that much. Maybe we're not going to play for 2 hours. I already went through a casting red spells in the ranked multiplayer games, and also I already won. Basically, the 2 quests that were there were pretty easy. We had to play we had to win basically 2 games with a casting certain spells in here, not in versus battle. I basically played against AI. And 2 games casting a different type of colors. Basically, by that we acquired 80 gold each. Yeah, and throughout today, since we already established this one, we will go through a 2 matched versus battles. Hopefully we will do this in an hour. Yes, we could wait for a second quest in the second hour. I think we will. Yeah, why not? Why not? Maybe we will build some decks. We'll see if nothing is going to work. Yeah, let's just continue to open cards from Elvish Moon and Unlock. So let's just go to Elvish Moon to 40%. Let's hope that we will get something super cool and interesting. As the microphone works. So, draw a card, then draw cards equal to the number of cards named taken and enter into your graveyard. Okay, we remember that. Okay, this one dies, draw a card. Enchant creature, enters the battlefield, put 2 green wolf creature token into the battlefield, and shot that +2/+2. We already had this one. Zombie, enter the battlefield, put 1/1 white spirit, token fly into the battlefield, discard 2 cards, return that one from the graveyard tapped. And the battlefield tapped. We already have this one, and probably we don't have the spirit. We actually could create a spirit deck today. Could be a good idea, especially by having this card. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, tap target creature an opponent controls. That creature doesn't tap turn its controls next and taps that. Pretty interesting. So we could create a spirit deck with instants and sorceries in it, based on this card. And I think I have a couple of cool spirits there, so we could create something like that. And let's just continue to open. Maybe we'll open more cool spirits that we could put in the potential spirit deck. But now sticking to Elvish Moon. Okay, escalate. Pay this cost for each more mode chosen beyond the first. So 5, 2, 1, just one of those. Pretty interesting enchantment. +3 -3. +2/+2. Enters the battlefield. Look at the top 4 cards of your library. You may reveal a human card from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in any order. Human card. Yeah, for potential human deck, which is pretty cool. I think I already had this one. At the beginning of your end step, if you gain 3 or more life this turn, transform this one. Yep, first strike, trample, and lifelink for 4. Pretty cool. Chandra. Just Chandra. Collective Defiance. Escalate 1. Okay. What it does. So, target player discards all cards in his or her hand, then draws that many cards. Pretty interesting, we could use it on ourselves. By paying additional 1 for damage to target creature, and by paying additional 1, which is the 5th one, deals 3 damage to target opponent. pay one or more. So basically, we have the ability to pay multiple abilities for this one, which is pretty cool. Pretty cool. So yeah, we don't have any gold. Yeah, 40% in here, 30% in Amonkhet, which is pretty cool. We still didn't bought anything from Kaladesh though. Because for the most part Kaladesh has energy things, has vehicles, which I don't have, so because of that I'm not going to stick to Kaladesh yet. For now I'm going to focus on Eldritch Moon and Amonkhet. Also Revolt has pretty interesting things in it, but for the most part, again, Revolt works with the Revolt abilities, and this is not something that I have. Like, ideally, I actually need to explore more cards from the Ether of Revolt and from the Kaladesh, because these two mechanics that are in here are mechanic that's used in Ixalan, or at least a couple of those. We don't have Revolt there, we have Raid, but still. But again, because I don't have that many cards from there, I don't want to buy anything from here. Occasionally I think I will buy them. But for now I'm going to stick to Eldritch Moon and Amonkhet. Occasionally we'll buy from Gatewatch and Innistrad, I guess. But again, I wish I had more gold to buy more. Yeah, I think we could talk about in-game currency overall and just try to kind of come up, like, yeah, I think I will talk about what type of in-game currency game kind of should have in order to feel rewarded to a player. This is something that I kind of thought about for a long time already, and kind of a couple of interesting things that we could kind of talk about. So we'll try to win 2 matched versus battles. Let's just hope we will do that. Let's just choose a deck that potentially could do that. Ideally, if we're talking about winning, I'm using the Ally decks, and by using Ally decks, I actually will be able to kind of relax a little bit more, because it's linear deck, and usually playing this deck is a little bit more relaxing. Yeah, let's try that. So yeah, when it comes down to in-game currency, so for instance, in Magic, one quest, like each booster costs 150. So with one quest, we able to acquire at least, like, the highest gold that we're able to acquire from one quest is 120. Adding to the fact that we're going to get additional gold by winning the game, or like at least for the first match, it allows us from one quest to gather potential 1 booster, which is freaking awesome, I guess. But it still seems like moderately slow for some reason, and ideally we would want more words in here. And by more words, I mean either putting some type of daily words in games, which would be a cool thing. And again, I'm talking about what could make Magic Duels better. I know that there's not going to be anything for Magic Duels in the future, because they will putting all their energy into a Magic Arena, but still, like, I'm going to talk about this in, like, considering all games, not only Magic games, but like whatever. I'm just going to not just play, but try to analyze what type of things could give a players a positive element in playing and a negative element, because I think this is the theme worth exploring, because some games have daily reward systems, and these daily rewards or daily bonuses, for me personally, these are awesome. It makes me come back into the game daily, even if I don't have time to play this game. I need to launch it, and I will get some type of a surprise, like, yeah, I will get or additional gold or whatever. And if I'm one of the players that basically don't have time to play constantly, it gives me the opportunity to earn some gold not even playing it. and it's reward, like it's passive reward for you just to be as less active as you can. So the only thing that it kind of wants from you is to basically launch the game once a day, and for that small amount of action, if you don't have time to play, again, launch one game in a day. It probably will take you maximum a couple of minutes, not something crucial, and it's not going to take a lot of time from your schedule if you have busy schedule, and it gives you kind of additional reward like if you're not able to play. Of course, in each game we need to implement some type of rewards that's based on the motivation to play. So the more you play, the more rewards you will get. These type of motivations, these type of rewards are definitely creating the needed motivation for those players who want to get more stuff by putting more inside the game. And one of the reasons why I want to talk about this is basically to kind of draw a comparison between paid content and free content. Like, what I mean is free rewards and putting the actual money inside of the game to get more boosters. So for me personally, this is not something that I kind of willing to do, because there's a lot of things that I would rather spend money on as a potential investment, rather than pour these money into a game content to basically boost the basically speed up the way how many cards I will open. Some players, this is the only motivation for them to play. They start playing these type of games in there right away, putting a lot of money to get higher in the ladder. So like they know that the more money they will put in, the higher in rank or whatever they will potentially get, because they will have potentially better decks that could sustain more matches in terms of a win-loss record. Basically, the better deck you have, the more matches you will win. And by this philosophy, it kind of creates this, as I already talked about, a pretty unhealthy competitive atmosphere when players know, okay, like I have this money and I'm willing to put this money into the game in order to become basically better in this game and compete on a more, I should say, on a little bit more competitive level. Because like the philosophy behind this is, which these players I guess have when they talk about that, is like they want to have a special decks, and they don't want to play against the same decks every time. I think we need to destroy this one. Time. If opponent has some type of buff, whatever, we will then make this buff. Yeah, I'm not going to block this one. I kind of need those. Yeah, so, but again, it's kind of just their idea how it works. Ideally, it doesn't work like that. It actually creates worst atmosphere if you do this like that. If you like comparing the people who pour a lot of money into these type of games and gathering all collections right away, and the people who basically play in these games as a free versions by like gathering rewards the free way, not the paid way. And it kind of creates this unhealthy competition, which I think is the reason why Hearthstone got that bad. The reason why Hearthstone is basically got somewhat destroyed, or at least right now it's not in healthy conditions, I think, is because it didn't provide a good enough system for us to play free. So basically we need to grind and we need to struggle in order to get like things for free, and compare ourselves with those who pour a lot of money into the game, which is completely worst concept for the game that you could possibly come up with. Because of that, we need to have enough free rewards for the players who wants to play for free to, of course, the ones who will put money inside of the game will have advantage. Of course, they will have more cards than the ones who don't have them. But at least this balance needs to be not that like super crazy balance. It all will depend how many hours you're going to play. For instance, for those players who don't have to pour money inside of the game in order to buy boosters, ideally they will play more in order to get more rewards. But for those players who want to pour money, they will play less, for instance, or the same amount of time and pour some money into the game by getting additional boosters. They still will win. Again, if they're not willing to put a lot of time inside of the game and instead they will pour money into it in order to fast-pace things, for instance, okay, they will play a couple of hours a day or a couple of hours a week, and they will spend a lot of money to gather a lot of like boosters. And again, I'm just like trying to analyze how this thing could work, because for me, this is one of the things that kind of I'm interested in. The way, and I'm going to use the same methods in my, when I'm going to create my own tabletop games or just like these type of games. And I'm kind of interested in what type of psychology we need to put against, because we constantly need to think about players. Like, we definitely don't want to think about ourselves and how many money we could gather from this game. Yes, we will put some, for instance, like a currency that will allow people to buy additional boosters for them if they're willing to, for real money. But we still, if we will create some type of game and it's free to play, it needs to be free to play for the most part. We don't have to grind like crazy and put countless hours in order to get something closer to whatever others having that pour a lot of money inside of the game. So again, I think we just need to find this kind of a balance. Okay, opponent will probably cast some buff. Okay, it's kind of a bummer though. Okay, we will lose our 2-3. Basically what I'm talking about is like, for me, I'm not against the fact when you put in like the paid version or the paid content, because paid content is just a way for you to boost things or fast-pace things. If you, for instance, don't have enough time to play the game, or you just want to like get your collection a little bit faster, this is completely good way. So from that part, I'm fine with it. Like, as long as you willing to pour your money into the game, this is your choice, do whatever you want, and you will get exactly the things that you want from it. The problems that I have now is when these type of players like somewhat complain that game is too free. I don't know. So like, if you will able to, like, they putting money inside of the game, and when they seeing the regular players that not putting the actual money inside of the game to play similar decks as they are, they getting a little bit upset and somewhat jealous, because come on, you're playing for free and like you're not getting, you're not putting any money in here, and you get the same decks as I am, which is completely like, they feel like I don't know. Okay, we made a mistake. But what about, like, they just feeling bad about themselves, like they pour money inside of the game and they get the same results as the ones who play for free. And since they're probably cheap persons, which kind of thinks that money is everything in their life, maybe, I don't know, which is not a good motivation to go through, I believe. So they kind of feel like they owed something, and they kind of want to get some justice when it comes down to okay, this is pretty interesting. I can't attack. This turn I will survive, but next turn I will die. Ideally, we kind of need to do something with this mythic. We need to exile it. We actually had to do that previously in the turn. I kind of messed this up. Should do that before. Also, let's put this one on defense. Yeah, so, like, ideally, everyone feels like things are not fair. Players who put a lot of money, and if game is too rewarding, they feel like they don't have motivation to pour money. Like, come on, why would I need to pour money inside of the game if everyone, by playing for free and not putting any money inside of the game, getting the same as I am? Which is, again, not the case. This is just their notion that creates by somewhat feel that things are unfair, but things are completely fair. And oh, snap, this is not cool. I'm kind of in pretty deep trouble in here. Oh no. I will still survive though. No, I'm not. Yes, this is the thing with trample. Snap. Yep. Either way, I would lose. I think I'm not making myself clear because I'm kind of, again, I'm all over the place. I'm trying to play. I'm trying to kind of bring this topic and try to say good things about it, but my brain is just basically doesn't work for some reason. Maybe I'm just got tired for the studying a little bit. Either way, I will still try to talk about this as clear as possible. Sorry if I'm mumbling and not getting to the point. Eventually I will get to the point. Okay, so versus battle. Again, we lost our petit... Nah, that was bad. That was bad. We shouldn't lose. So, okay, let's just analyze things from both sides. We have players who are willing to put money inside of the game, and we have players that not willing to put money inside of, like, in the game in order to gain additional content. Like, I feel if game is free to play, it needs to be manageable for free to play players to feel welcoming. Because the problem with the Hearthstone, every time that actual free to play player launches the Hearthstone and starts to play it, right away there's a clear understanding that you're not going to be able to play this game as a free to play. It kind of creates a forced feeling that you need to pour money into it in order to win. And I don't want for any game to feel this way. This is the worst thing that there is. This is basically the first motivation breaker that, like, basically... Okay, this is good. Yeah, this is the first motivation breaker that makes people to basically quit the game right away. Yeah. So game needs to be, if game is free to play, it needs to feel welcoming to the players who play it for free. This is kind of the main tactic for it. If you will create a lot of out of the free to play elements, like paid elements, as long as you're willing to put money in it, it's completely fine. No, wait a sec. I need to deal with things. Okay. So yeah, what I'm saying is, like, again, for Hearthstone, the reason why I just don't have motivation to play it, once I launch it and start to play it, and again, don't get me wrong, I love this game. This game has a lot of interesting mechanics and it has pretty interesting like things in it. But the problem about this game, like, I think the community and of course the game creators created this type of the atmosphere for the game that the only way to win this game is pour money into it, and which kind of makes things unfair for the ones who wants to just free to play this game, free to play as a verb, and like, and I hope, like, again, I hope that Magic Arena will not going to do the same mistake as the Hearthstone did. They already talked on streams that they're not going to create like, we as a free-to-play players will be able to earn, so basically get everything that we want, except probably visuals, or cosmetics. Yeah, so cosmetics are probably going to be not free. For that, if we are going to pour money into the game, and if we want to fast-pace the process of getting boosters, we will get more boosters. But again, the game has to be welcoming for the free-to-play players. You have to have this feeling when you're launching the game and start to play against the real players, that you have the ability to win even if you're playing against those who pour money inside of the game. And like for Hearthstone, it's not the case. Like, even when I played casual matches in Hearthstone, I'm always constantly saw the cards that are so far out of reach for me as a free-to-play player that it right away creates the feeling, okay, you're not welcome here as a free-to-play player, get out of here, or pour money inside of the game and you will be fine. Like, this is kind of a frustrating, because game pretty interesting, it has a lot of pretty interesting things in it, but again, it's just basically it leaves you a motivation to play. And on the opposite side, we have players who complain if game is too, like, gives too many things as for free. Like, is there's too many rewards, and which I think, like, personally, just my opinion, that this is ridiculous. You're willing to pay money for the game, and it's completely fine. But don't complain if this game provides rewards for free-to-play players, because you will get these rewards too. Like, free-to-play players will get the same reward as you will get, but you will fast-pace your process by buying additional boosters. And I think it's completely fine. Like, yeah, why would you complain if game provides a little bit more free-to-play element? Like, for me, again, if game allows you to get daily rewards, daily launch rewards, it's awesome. It basically engages you to launch game every time if you don't have the time to play it necessarily each day. And if we have this one, it's cool. I don't think that this is excessive, and it doesn't, like, kills the motivation for players who want to pour money inside of the game to buy boosters. It will still, like, I guess it all depends on the game. It all depends how you engage in the game. Like, if you love the game so much, and if you want to actually, like, tie your life, I don't know, or with this game, you will willingly pour money inside of it and going to feel fine. But if you're not like this game that much and you just want some type of feel of progression and feel super strong and whatever, just basically psychological things, and you will pour this money, that way you probably will feel unfair, because you putting money inside of the game not because you like it, but because you want to feel high on top of the ladder, whatever, and just feel fulfilled. It's just a psychology, I guess. Okay, so we have the ability to excel, and since we don't have any flyers to block, I guess we need to do something. Enter the battlefield to be to consult the library. Okay, ideally we need to destroy this Drake because it gets other flying creatures +1. There's two ways how we could destroy him. Yeah, I think we will keep this one for later on something bigger. Maybe opponent will put something with indestructibility on the battlefield and we will be able to counter that. So for now, let's just then wait when player will attack and use this one to destroy 2/3. But for now, yeah, we don't have enough mana, so let's just... I don't remember when I actually put this one in play. I think I forget when I talked to utilize its ability and gain additional life. This is something that I definitely need to remember constantly. So yeah, continuing the topic. Yeah, so it's all about like, for instance, I hope that Magic Arena will utilize all these elements they're going to think about free-to-play players first, because like the cool thing about Magic, of course it will attract the people who just want to go high on the ladder and whatever, just who not that necessarily interested in the game itself and in its mechanics and just want to feel fulfilled. Because again, since they're aiming this game on a much broader audience, I would say mainstream audience, for all tabletop games, digital tabletop games such as Hearthstone, like the Elder Scrolls Legends, basically Gwent, there's a lot of them, I'm not going to talk about all of them. Yeah, so since they're kind of aiming MTG Arena on that type of a mainstream, they have a lot of work to do, like, and let's hope that the fact that this game is already pre-existent before the digital version was launched will help the game to snap. Oh no. Oh no. Don't tell me that you have something to buff it. Please don't. Lose it. Just accept it. Just lose it. Thank you. Thank you. So, yeah, for instance, the cool thing about Magic Arena for Magic Duels, for instance, that it's like, it doesn't seem like you're grinding. Yeah, it's pretty hard to open boosters in here, but again, it all depends how much time you will put in the game. And I'm playing this game right from the beginning, and I still don't feel like, sometimes I want more rewards, but the rewards that I'm getting, I'm completely fine with them. Oh snap, counter. Freaking counter spell! Don't counter? Yeah, that's not a counter. Either plane that we're playing against is inexperienced and he or she doesn't know what cards are doing and he stops the timer to read those, which is highly likely, or it's just a play with our psychology. Like, I'm going to stop timer constantly to annoy you. Could be the case. So yeah. So again, I'm not having the problem with in Magic Duels. Like, yes, I wish I would get more rewards, but considering the time that I'm putting like inside of this game, and previously I again forgot to tap this one and gain life. Let's hope it's not going to drastically result in... Okay, I'm not going to attack because I don't want to lose any awesome creatures. I actually could passively destroy opponent by only just having these two guys inside of the play and this one. Like, I just could stay and not attack and still win. This is one of the things that I love about these cards, that they kind of, in terms of combat passive, you don't have to go into what is this? Enter the battlefield, return target creature and opponent controls to its owner's hands. Okay. That means that we probably should tap it. Lapidi Popo. Now it's costs, no. Stopping you from casting cards with the same name. Ah. This turn. Not cool. I have a lot of those in the deck. 3 to be exact. Yeah, so getting back to the in-game currency problem, like, again, I think like the more rewards game has, the more engaging players will feel, of course. If you're getting rewards like daily with daily launches is awesome. Nowadays it's super engaging thing. This is actually like, oh come on. This kind of not necessarily forces you, but actually creates motivation for you to launch game like every day, which is pretty cool. And it's not that hard to launch game every day. You will spend like 2-3 minutes on that, depending how long it launches. Okay, now we need to think. There's definitely no one to exile yet by losing 3 life. We could exile this one because it will become a life link pretty fast. But ideally it's better if I will wait till opponent will actually cast an enchantment. That way we could get rid of enchantment and the creature like as one. The only kind of threat is this one, because I don't have any flyer blockers. Okay, for now, for now, yeah, let's just wait. I'm not going to play this one. I will keep this one till the opponent's turn. Maybe opponent will put some enchantments on this one. If not, I will just use it to either destroy 3/3 or 3/2 as it is. Loop-de-doop, loop-de-doop, loop-de-doop. So yeah, continuing the talk about the in-game currency. Again, like, I want to feel rewarded. Like, every time that I'm playing these type of games, I don't want to feel like this game forces me to do something that I don't want. And psychologically, if game has this element, like it forces you to do something that you don't want to do, such as Hearthstone, again, by forcing you to put money inside of the game if you want to win, it's right away kind of takes out of the game, and I kind of started to hate it, which is not a good thing. Okay, this is actually pretty cool. It's time to play those. Hopefully opponent's not going to have any counters there. I don't know why opponent doesn't attack us. Opponent could attack us with 3/3 each turn. Again, I'm not going to attack yet. And again, like, as a beta tester, I'm not able to talk about things about Magic Arena when it comes down to unrevealed stuff, but I think we could talk about unrevealed stuff. Like, we know that right now they're working on economy, and they're basically trying to figure out the way to create these things. And since they kind of open to suggestions, I'm just going to talk about these suggestions. Like, ideally it could be cool if Magic Arena could have some type of a daily reward thing, not just daily reward with first win or second or third win, but something like a little bit more, I would say, daily launch oriented, such as like this. This is a good bonus for players to kind of feel. And again, it not necessarily needs to be something super big. Just small amount of gold it's always a good bonus. Like, just by launching the game, you could get something, which is completely cool. Yeah. So it finally decides that it's time to attack, which is good. Yeah. So. But again, on streams, they kind of promised, not promised, but they said that they will make Magic Arena as rewarding as possible when it comes down to what you will get from it. And this is completely awesome, because it will definitely, if they will actually keep the promise or whatever, it's going to be awesome, because it will allow the players who not necessarily want to pour money inside of the game still feel rewarded. And again, I'm not planning to pour money inside of the Magic Arena, at least for now. maybe like I will create some type of donation pool, in each money, and every money it's going to go on buying boosters or whatever inside of the game. But again, it's pretty early to talk about this because again, Magic Arena is still not even streamable, so kinda the thing. Yeah, this is pretty interesting. Player decides to attack fully. Okay, 4, 7. We're going to lose a lot of life, but we're not going to die, so this is kind of the only thing that I will do. Oh wait. What is this? Creatures to conjure +1/+1 and indestructible house. No. Yeah, I'm still not going to die that, but my guys will die. And next turn probably player will die. If I will play at least one ally. Problem is I don't have any allies to play. No, I have this one. Yeah, I think I will win. So -2 with these two and -2 by playing an ally. Unless opponent will do something. Nope, you can't do much. And yeah, this is our last ally that will bring player to finish. Yeah, I destroyed opponent passively, which is pretty interesting. Combat passive, I would say. Combat passively. Which is pretty interesting. We got harder rank. Yeah, we have to win one more match. So yeah, this type of rewards are pretty cool. Okay, for your first win, you get something. Like, for your probably 5th win, you could get something. For the 3rd win, these type of rewards are pretty good addition to fast-paced buying cards or whatever, which is pretty cool. And I guess the only control element in here, by establishing the in-game currency, like not the in-game currency, but rewards that you could give the free-to-play players, is you need to know where your next big update will come, and make it as such as for the players to not able to gather all cards before the next update. Like, this is the only way to control it, because if players will gather all cards from the collection from the previous update before the next update, it's probably not going to be a good... It's probably a super rewarding game. It's too rewarding. Yeah, it needs to be toned down a little bit if it's the case. But aside of this, if game provides you with enough rewards to get at least like 50% of the set, or at least 75% of the set before the next set will come out. No, let's just for free to play at least 50% of the set. Or 60. Okay, it could be a pretty fair thing before the next update. So, for instance, if we're talking about Magic Arena, for instance, how they could do things in the future, they could create some type of so usually they know what sets are where sets are releasing, because again, this is the game that created outside of the digital space and it's adapted to a digital space. So the first things were created for the tabletop version, which is non-digital, for paper Magic, and then it's implemented into a digital right away, or with some type of delay. So, hi there, Scoffy-san. How you been doing? How's your streams? And overall, how's your day? No, freaking energy counter deck. It's going to be probably annoying to play. Fine. Awesome. Yeah, I'm fine too. yeah, things are kind of the same. Going through magic things. Okay, for now let's just put no, first let's put this one. Let's hope opponent's not going to have any counters. Freaking Creek, it's not good. Yeah, we could play for that if you will wait at least probably. I think I'm not going to play a second hour because as long like I need to win only one match and I will finish because I actually not planning to play like complete 4 hours or 2 hours of Magic in here because we need to win only one match and after I will win one match I think I will be done. So yeah, either till the first win or in 10 minutes or 20 minutes or so. Yeah, hopefully till that time I will finish. And in 10 minutes there's going to be another quest, but I'm actually not feeling it to go through it, so yeah, I will write in Steam once I've finished. And we could play Left Dead. Left Dead. I'm kind of tired. I don't know. I get a little bit tired from studying MTG on set because these contraptions are blowing my mind. They're pretty weird thing that they added, and this separate contraption deck and these sprockets, and it kind of weirded me out a little bit. Weirded me out, and although it's pretty cool ability, but still, I kind of get tired out of it a little bit. So because of that, I'm not actually want to play necessarily Magic for a long time, especially the fact that I don't have that many quests to go through, only one. Kind of, yeah. And this is, by the way, one of the motivation aspects that I kind of wanted to talk about. Like, ideally, once quest queue is finished, you don't have necessarily that much motivation to continue to play. Like, okay, I finished to go through all of my quests, and what's next? Like, I could play regular games and earn in-game currency for wins, if for each win I will get some, of course. So this could be a cool thing. So like, you're getting additional rewards for, of course, not just going through a quest, but through an actual play for playing matches. But ideally, I would want some type of rewards to be present if you are playing long matches and losing, because like if matches are fast or they're not meeting a certain threshold and you're not getting any rewards, it's completely fine. But when you're playing like match like 40 or 1 hour, 40 minutes or 1 hour, which for Magic is pretty like fine stuff, so it's not rare when these things are happening in Magic. I think we could actually create some type of rewards for long-term period. Like the longer you play the match, like if you will play a long match and it will hit certain threshold, for instance more than half an hour or more than an hour, you will get like, just if you lose additional like small amount of gold. For those who would want to use this to cheat, just launch the game and whatever. It needs to be a small reward, I guess, but still some reward, because you could play like 40 minutes, hour, and lose and feel super empty by wasting your time, like especially if match was pretty weird. Okay, good. We will attack. We're indestructible now. So yeah. And again, when we like, if you're talking about rewards overall for games, as I said before, games should feel rewarding for free-to-play players. They should be rewarding enough for players to stay inside of the game, and there's need to be a good balance between those who pour money inside of the game and free-to-play players to kind of still feel welcomed, even if you're playing against those who have more cards and better decks. So you're still able to win against them by having your library, free-to-play library, I say, or free-to-play gathered library, by just getting regular rewards and not putting any money inside of the game. But of course, if you want to fast-pace things and make things a little bit faster and gather your collection faster, you could pour money inside of the game and get additional things. So yeah, I guess I'm kind of finished with... oh, let's think. I actually don't remember this already. Okay, tap target creature. Ideally, I need to exile one of the target creatures in order to attack with all of them and gain additional additional health. But I can exile tokens, they're just going to die. I think we just need to wait. I could use it actually on the defense stage, so once opponent will attack, if opponent will decide to attack, I could actually exile one of my big guys, but again, it will be back only after a certain phase, so at the beginning of the next end step. So it means that I need to do that now. No, I'm not going to. I don't think that opponent will attack though. Oh snap. Not cool, man. Not cool. Goodbye our token. Okay, now opponent could attack. So yeah, and like just to finish to talk about like the in-game currency and rewards and whatever for the games, again, the reason why I'm comparing it to Hearthstone is because the Hearthstone is the one game that it's not like welcoming for the new players, or for the players that basically want to play just for fun, or because it kind of creates some type of a feeling like you're not going to win games if you will play with the standard cards. So and it's pretty hard to and it's pretty non-rewarding free-to-play system. So you could play for a long time and still not get enough to buy even one booster, which is kind of strange. Yeah, when it comes down to Hearthstone, it's kind of, yeah, it's a struggle. Yeah, we talked about that of some, yeah, it's complete. So basically it creates unwelcoming atmosphere, and like, again, it's a pretty cool game. I would want to play it, but I can't because it just basically makes me unwelcoming there. Like, it just basically creates this feeling like, oh no, I'm not welcome here. There's this game only for top players and for players who want to pour money inside of the game, and if I'm not willing to do so, there's nothing to do here. And like, this is the way that I felt like for the Hearthstone right from the beginning. Right now it's probably worse, but yeah, either way, let's hope that Magic Arena is not going to do the same thing. And again, they're not planning to do that, but they could, like, basically to end up in the same trap when it comes down to that, because I don't think that Hearthstone actually had this in their mind at the beginning. The players and the circumstances that they created for the game basically created this on its own, and it's escalated, and now we have the result. So it's just basically got out of control. Some players probably saw some players probably saw the opportunities, and they used these opportunities to basically become better and better and better, and right now it's just complete chaos there. Let's hope that we will win this match, because again, if we win this match, it's going to be our last match. If not, we'll probably play another one, but I doubt that I will lose. But again, it's Magic, could be anything. Let's hope that we will actually get some... Nope, we didn't get any... Oh snap, we're actually finally able to utilize this ability. Sacrifice another creature, exile target non-permanent, activate this ability only if you have at least 10 life more than your starting life total. And we exactly have that. We actually have like almost 40 life, which is freaking awesome. So that means that we're actually able to exile permanents by sacrificing permanents. So opponent doesn't have any cards in his hand, so that or her hand, it means that we could play it freely. And let's just utilize it because I freaking wanted that. Do that. So exile target non-land permanent. So I guess goodbye 5/5. It's a pretty big guy, and we don't want it in play. 2/3. It's a flyer, but we will destroy flyer a little bit later. Oh wait a minute. So first, choose a non-land permanent to exile. Yeah. Okay, and choose a creature to sacrifice. It's going to be a token. Damn it! That was a mistake. I actually should sacrifice one of the creatures that I could bring back right away. Okay, I could do that. No, I can't. So we will do that next time. So yeah, we need to sacrifice probably 1/2 and then bring it back and play it, and yeah. Completely forgot that I have this land. Okay, so if I will attack with this one, it's going to be destroyed by these two. And all of them. Oh, actually, we could do that. Let's do that. We will bring him back then. It's not a big of a deal. Oh, it decides not to block. So yeah, and like Magic Duels, it has pretty interesting rewarding system, and it feels rewarded enough for you to play it. Like, when I'm playing against players, I'm not feeling like I need to pour money inside of the game and get more in order to win. Yes, I go through a couple of wins and through losses, but still, like, the matchmaking in here, it's pretty cool. Like, I have some cool cards, opponents usually have some cool cards, and we're not having the same cards. We're still able to kind of fight fairly, I'd say. And Hearthstone just makes things unfair. Like, you're constantly feeling unfair. And it kind of makes you super frustrated. Yeah, we'll do the same. The opponent has to block. Since it's going to die either way. I mean, I wish we had some creatures there we can bring back. So, yeah, I think I will win either way. Unless opponent will use something super crazy, like destroy all non-land creatures or whatever, but he's not going to do that because there's no white lands there. So I think I won this one, which is cool. Yoo-hoo-hoo. Yep, that's it. Which is completely cool. Yeah, we'll attack with all of them, and let's hope that opponent's not going to do anything. I don't think so. There's nothing in the blue decks that could prevent this situation from happening, I guess, or at least in my notion. What's up? We're done. Good. So again, ideally we kind of will get another quest in Magic after we will restart the game, but again, I'm just not feeling today that super well. So I guess we will finish on that. Ideally we kind of need to go through another hour, but instead let's just buy boosters. So okay, since this and this one is 30 and 40%, let's just go through it Gatewatch, because there's a lot of allies that I need to get from a Gatewatch still, and a lot of cool cards from the Innistrad to to add into our transform deck. So yeah, I played a couple of games and I now able to buy at least one booster, which is completely fine. Like, it's not like I need to win 10 games in order to buy one booster, or 5 games. So prowess, okay, return target creature to the owner's hand. Creature, if that creature is attacking, you may put it into. Oh yeah, remember that. Okay, just buff. And we already have this one. Creature to control +1/+1 indestructible this turn, and we probably already have this one too. Yeah, a lot of cards. Probably there's no new cards in here. So yeah, exile another target creature, then return it to the battlefield tapped under control. Yeah, kind of fine. All cards usable somewhere in decks. Yeah, I guess on that note we will kind of finish that one, and we have 20 more gold. We need 20 more gold to buy a booster. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. Like, if Magic Duels had daily rewards, daily launch rewards, and for each daily rewards we could get additional 10 or 20 gold, it could be freaking awesome. Or at least even 5 gold each day. We already would be able to buy, by launching it 4 times, like, booster, which is a small reward, but it's pretty cool. Like, why not? And when these kind of things happen, it's kind of, I want more. So yeah, either way. On that note, we'll end the session. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. Have a nice day or night, and we'll definitely see you next session. Bye bye. Magic.